Brad Garlinghouse is aware that we are going to witness a rerun of the 2017 guys, but I think it will be more absurd. Brad Garlinghouse is worth examining. He is simply unwinding, very excited, I guess. It seems really joyful, doesn't it? Savoring his vacation. David Booth and Brad Garlinghouse are out here supporting Kansas football. The future is promising. Look at that then. I wonder why the job might be finished. Perhaps the task is finished. Correct? Additionally, in case you were unaware, Brad Garlinghouse does not only own XRP, in actuality, he does possess Bitcoin. The CEO of Ripple shares his perspective on being a capitalist and acknowledges owning Bitcoin and XRP. In particular, he revealed that he owned Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital assets in addition to XRP. Why do you think that? Why, in your opinion, does he own more than just XRP? He is correct to diversify a little, of course, but I believe he is aware that the market will go crazy. $1 million for Bitcoin and $100 for XRP are both feasible. It is actually feasible to use Ethereum 50 to teach. That's correct, which is why he most likely reacts by relaxing. Literally, the task is finished. Nothing else needs to be done, right? According to Eric Trump, there is no doubt that Bitcoin will reach $1 million. One of the Trumps said it like this: even if you're an XRP maxi, you would want to pray now, just like I'm praying for Bitcoin to reach $1 million. Why? Why? Coins will literally see a 1000x increase in value overnight due to the volume of liquidity that will enter the cryptocurrency space and then trickle down to other coins. Let's pray and hope that this occurs. For the sake of the whole cryptocurrency market, not just Bitcoin, XRP will perform better than ETH and Bitcoin. Recall, go out and invest a couple of trillions of dollars in the asset. I assume he's referring to Bitcoin here, as it's never been simpler to purchase it. There's no doubt that Bitcoin hits $1 million, and there's no doubt in the world that we're going to have an incredible journey. It's absolutely the best time ever. They're trying to entice as many people as they can. That's $1 million. I'm hearing Eric Trump say this now after hearing CZ say this. It seems like a lot of people are saying this. Can it really happen? Can it really happen? We are no longer required to read the essential side. Alright, the technical analysis will now be discussed. Could Bitcoin really reach $1 million? Let's check as we travel through time. Here are all of my avenues of support and resistance. In the event that Bitcoin reaches $1 million by 2026. Observe that there are in fact, many men are touched by these resistance lines. Is it feasible for Bitcoin to trade at $1 million in a year? However, there is a possibility. Examine all of the resistance. One section is around mid, about $500,000. Alright, so I'm rather certain that it is feasible. We might also look at the weekly charts on the UCT.com to see if it's actually feasible. Should Bitcoin breach this threshold on a weekly basis? Alright, let's check. Let's look at this percent. If Bitcoin surges by an additional 30%, what is it for Bitcoin? Exactly. If Bitcoin can rise above 150k, what will happen to it? Another 30% pump brings it to 150k. Steady coin chart. The dominance chart is visible to you. All of these liquidity right pockets are visible to you. That remains behind. Can you guess what will happen? Most likely it will perish. Yes, it might be feasible. What would happen if Bitcoin hit $1 million? Come on down here. It's $1 million per Bitcoin. Not to mention Davis's own shorts. In the past, mine Bitcoin. Yes, folks. About 250 Bitcoins. Additionally, I'm rather certain that he still has some Bitcoin on hand. Correct. For what reason do they possess Bitcoin? By Garlinghouse too. Thus they are most likely optimistic about it. So is it feasible to aim for $1 million per Bitcoin? Although it will take a lot to accomplish, a number of important reasons indicate that it is completely feasible. Supply limit. One of the most alluring aspects of Bitcoin is its scarcity. Since there is a 21 million coin supply cap, Bitcoin's value automatically rises in response to increased demand. Bitcoin has the potential to be a store of value like gold because of its restricted quantity, which prevents it from being inflated like fiat currencies. Correct. You know what it means, therefore, if inflation runs out of control, say in the future, the funds will be poured into deflationary digital assets. Is there deflation in Ethereum? I believe it to be. Did they alter the code? I'm rather certain. Investment by institutions. The dynamics of the Bitcoin market are being altered by the inflow of institutional investment. Large financial organizations' entry into the market solidifies Bitcoin's validity, increasing demand and driving up prices. Regarding institutions, by the middle of 2025, net inflows into US Bitcoin ETFs totaled $14 billion. Consider what will happen to XRP. You see, you guys know why it's critical that Bitcoin rises. Thus XRP does as well, but its return on investment will surpass that of Bitcoin. Prospects for cryptocurrency adoption. Only 7% of the world's population, or more than 500 million people, currently own cryptocurrency. There's a lot of space for improvement. Of course, in the year that they entice so many people to invest in cryptocurrencies, this thing most likely multiplied 5 times before the collapse occurred. Fear of missing out on the inevitable increase in Bitcoin's value. Oh, take a look at that. Cathie Wood thinks that by 2030, $1.5 million sailor. Michael, when Wall Street owns 10%, Bitcoin will reach $1 million. By 2030, according to Robert Kiyosaki, $1 million correct. Not only does Bitcoin operate as a hedge against inflation, but XRP is also a hedge against inflation, but with greater utility. Correct. This will therefore be absurd. A large amount of money must be poured in. A lot of money, all right. Adoption must be enticed to everyone worldwide. We require complete regulatory certainty, don't we? Everyone is in love with Bitcoin and blockchain technology, but I'm rather certain that it will happen because they want as many people to be at ease with cryptocurrencies as possible, if they want the system to fail. Perhaps according to Tom Lee, the 4-year Bitcoin cycle is over, and the price will likely reach $1 million. It will arrive. They're all stating that if someone wanted to comprehend the multiple applications of Bitcoin, they aren't very certain about anything, and I can state with ease that it should supply gold. As a result, I believe that Bitcoin will eventually reach over $1 million, which is a 10-fold increase from now. It is a mark of honor. It's really not that much, isn't it? It's that obvious. Bitcoin is like, well, the idea that they have for Bitcoin is that it's digital gold, right? But it's better than gold, because gold doesn't have a max supply you could find on Earth. Right. And other planets. Who knows? But Bitcoin does have a max supply. They will therefore use these specific storylines to persuade consumers to purchase. After that, I kind of buy into the idea that there's a good likelihood that Bitcoin's 4-year cycle is coming to an end. Because of the manner, that seems untrue to me. Since the 4-year cycle essentially states that every 4 years Bitcoin peaks, a bear market starts, and then it continues to rise, I believe that when Bitcoin does continue to rise, in 2026, many will declare the cycle to be dead. This year ends at the end of the 4th year. However, if Bitcoin continues to rise until the next year, people will find themselves caught off guard, as the 4-year pattern predicted. However, Bitcoin is most likely at a premium price at that time. It should be beneficial since institutional adoption of that theory is occurring, and institutional and permanent Bitcoin holders are joining in. If we continue to see these kinds of things from Eric Trump, I believe it's possible that a mysterious country may have purchased 200,000 Bitcoin worth $22 billion without telling anyone. Bitcoin should definitely build upon this 120 before the year ends, so you might reach 200,000 or even 250 if someone is certain. Correct. Thus this is a secret at the moment. This is amazing. Guys, it will happen when the money printing, quantitative easing and QE bombs arrive. Imagine the Federal Reserve using its limitless funds to purchase Bitcoin. Whoa, that's insane that nations are purchasing. Additionally, they are attempting to hide it. They do not wish for others to be aware that they are purchasing Bitcoin, do they? So guys, there's